So hi guys, welcome to stage 5. This is just a servo motor for the eyes. Now I am a little bit hard to impress when it comes to things like this. I'm going to be a little bit judgy with it. I don't think this is the best issue out of the 5. But guys, watch it. Tell me if you think I'm being a little bit harsh.
And now, from Glasgow.
So hi guys, this is issue 5. Now the first thing that strikes me is we've just had 2 issues with some really nice packaging. This is quite small and compact, so it's easy to sort of say it's not going to be so good. But we know not to judge just on the packaging. So this is comes with a piece of paper in about 58 different languages, and I'm looking for the UK, and all it is the address of D'Agostini. So that was a bit of a disappointing read. But at least now I know that in the US, D'Agostini are based at 209 Park Avenue in New York with a zip code of 10171. So there we go. My life is so much better for knowing that. Right, so this is stage 5. This is a servo motor for the eyes. And we will not actually complete anything in this issue. This is just going to be the start of something, I hope, wonderful. So the first thing that strikes me is one good, one bad. This little box, it's the usual quality that we're getting used to. Very good, very, very good quality. But the negative is I'm seeing plastic cogs. Now that may well be adequate, but I do get a bit worried when I see plastic cogs. Because they do shred a little bit easy. But let's see how it goes. You know, I've got to give it a chance. I can't write things off before I've tried it out. So this is Servomotor eye mount, and as I say, it's just a piece of plastic, but it's a really good quality. Now, these 2 cogs are different. Let's have a look. I think this. Right, so 502 is called Gear 12T stroke 30T, and the other one is called Gear 10T 36T. Now I'm going to guess that the T means how many teeth it has. So by giving us 2 numbers, 12T, 30T, it looks like the smaller number is the inside, and the outside, the bigger number is the outside. So I'm going to be really geeky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That I believe is 5-2, because I think that's got 12 teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have I counted teeth twice there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. I'm going to count these ones again. That's the 10. Right. So that I believe is 5-3. And that one I believe is 5-2. Let's. Oh, sorry guys, I've come right out. That I believe is got 12 teeth, and that one's got 10. I'm not going to count the outside teeth because it's far too many. I don't have enough fingers and toes to count that high. So piece 504 is 2 shafts. I'm going to have to zoom out because I find it really hard to find the camera when it's zoomed right in. But this is 2 shafts. It's 2 metal shafts. So I suspect it's got something to do with holding these cogs in place. That's usually what they use shafts for. And I don't know if I've not cut this. There we go. So usually the shafts go in there and it enables it to turn, but we'll see what happens. I'm jumping the gun there. And then the next piece we have is 505, which is motor 130. Now, it's got quite a thick wire on it. So it looks like it's going to be a higher power. But I do wish to test this because I hate when you put things in and then 400 weeks later, when it's buried deep inside the model and it doesn't work, it's a little bit too late then. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a piece of masking tape on the end. That just makes it easier to see if it does work. So I've got my battery box ready, and it actually doesn't matter about the polarities. If you put this on black to black and red to red, it's going to spin one way. If you go red to black and whatever, it's going to spin the opposite way. But let's create a new good habit, and I'm going to go black to black and red to red, and this will either work or it will blow up. There we go. That isn't a servo motor. Cool. If that's going to spin that fast for the eyes, wow. That's got to be a stepper motor then. That has to be. See, that looks like a motor, but that's just spinning. Wow. I'm really interested now how this is going to happen, because you can't have unless it's just going to go boop, boop, boop. I don't know. That's intriguing. Anyway, so what we're going to do, stage one, we're going to take our servo motor mount and we're going to place one of our shafts in this smaller recess hole there, and that's going to go in, and that actually goes in rather well. It's one of these, the hole is deeper than it looks. And then we're going to place in 502, which I think is this one. And I think it's not going to be a problem. I think if we put the wrong cog in, it's just not going to work. But we're going to pop this next one in, and that actually, there's an easier way of telling which one is correct. Do you know what? I'm sat in there counting all the teeth. So 502, if you run your finger along, it's actually smooth. You see the edge is smooth, and the cogs, the teeth are actually pointing upwards. On this one, 502, it's got a rough edge because the cogs are coming, the teeth are coming out that way. So I've been a little bit of a dafty there, and I've overworked it. So there's 552 in place, and then 5453 is going in place over this cog there. And I don't know if you can see, but because of the way the cogs are, one cog operates the other, and that's created a gear. Can you? I don't know if you can see that. If I move this cog there, that moves very, very quickly. But if I move this one, that moves slowly. Now it's starting to make sense with the motor. So if you have a small cog turning a large cog, it's going to move slowly, because that one rotation of the small cog isn't one rotation of the big one. If you have a big cog, you have to think, gears on a bike, you have the pedal bit and you have a big cog this bit, and then what happens is you have, like, first gear might be this big on the back wheel, seventh gear is like this big. So because it's smaller, you see how much it rotates that so much quicker. Now if the small one is driving the big one, it's slow. If the big one's driving the small one, it's quick. So that kind of makes sense, that this is going to drive one of these cogs, and each step it's going to get slower and slower. Anyway, that's stage 2 complete. We've got 2 cogs in there. And then we've got our next stage. We have got the motor cable, and we need to push this end. You see there's a hole there. So that is going through there like so. And it doesn't specify which way round this goes, but I'm going to place it. Can you see that the wires are soldered in at the bottom? I'm going to place that bottom side down, and that's primarily because there's a small gap in the motor which could act as an air vent. So I'm going to maybe it's airflow, maybe I'm just making this up as I go along. So we've just had an invasion from Spirit, now we have one from Shadow. I'm so sorry, my friend, because I'm filming I'm going to have to ask you to get off, and I know you don't like being picked up, but it's the only way I'm going to be able to get you off, isn't it? Here you go, my man. Right, so that is it. And this is a negative for me because this is how they've left it. So I've got to sit with this until the next pack comes in. So if during the next 2 or 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, depending on how long it takes for the next packs to arrive, look, we've got risk of knocking it. I don't think that's a good way to leave a stage. So yeah, but then again, if they're going to give us 3 stages in this pack, or I don't know, maybe they intended to give us 4 stages in this pack, but because of delays, maybe they've given us 3 and then we'll get 4 or 5 in a later stage. Mr. Cat, you are in the way. Come on. But yeah, so I'm a little bit disappointed that this is how we're leaving a stage. But if you are a little bit worried about it, you don't really need to be, because I'll get some masking tape. And I'm going to take that down because I'm really not happy with that. If that gets knocked, remember I have 2 cats, and my 2 cats, because I don't let them in my craft room unless I'm actually in my craft room. So they do love it in here when I'm not here, and if they accidentally get in the craft room while I'm not in, we know full well things are going to get knocked. Let's just I want to show you these cogs again, so I'm just going to plug this into the tester again. I don't want to plug things in and out too much because you're going to get a little bit of wear and tear. Right, I want a... Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a... Don't know if it's going to show. Right, so we've seen how fast the motor goes. I've put a little bit of highlighter pen there, and I've put a little bit of highlighter pen there, and we know how fast that spins. So... Oh, that's too fast. You're not going to see that. But I can see that there's another bit going to go in there. So there's obviously going to be another cog going. So I think if you look at the size of that one, and then there'll be another one going, that's going to slow it right down. I can see that this is going slower than this one, but it's still too fast on camera to be able to tell. You might be able to see a little bit about the speeds, but yeah, I've got to... I mean, this has obviously been tested, so we know it's going to work. Well, we should have faith that it's going to work. So I'm just going to pop another piece of masking tape there. Oh, and as I can see, the shafts need to be taped down. So one more piece of masking tape. I think that can go across there. It's just, you know, if you got a nice little drawer to put these in, you won't have to worry about this. But look, as you can see, that's not going to fall out now. As I say, I do have cats, and cats like to investigate. And you know, if they don't ever investigate and don't knock it over, it's going to be fine. If they do knock it over, I'm now confident it will be fine. Right guys, so in 3 more issues, this is what we've built. I am very happy with this, really happy, except my eyelids are stuck shut. I think he's trying to tell me it's time to go to bed. There we go. So we've got eyes that move side to side, not on their own yet because we don't have the motors in place, and we have eyelids that blink but not yet because we don't have the motors in place, and then we have a motor that doesn't motor because we've only half finished it. So guys, are you happy with that? So I asked the question earlier, compared to the last 2 stages, I'm not really that impressed. Cost wise, I know this costs next to nothing. This is probably about 50 pence worth of motor. So I'm not really, if you looked at this as one individual issue, I'm not that impressed. Obviously we need to look at the whole build as a whole rather than individual issues, but to be honest with you, this might be more expensive to produce than the previous 2 issues, but because look what we've got in the previous 2 issues. It is how part works go, you know. You get some issues that are kind of overwhelming, that we produce so much in 2 or 3 stages with that, and then in 1 stage here we've gone, oh, it's not even finished. So yeah, am I being harsh, guys, or am I right to say that, you know, how I spend my money, I like to see value for it. I don't think that was that challenging, and you know, the end result isn't as much fun as the previous 2 issues, but you know, like I keep saying, it is how it goes. We do have to look at the entire build as a whole part work rather than looking at individual issues. But yeah, on the whole, this pack, for the 3 issues that we got in this one pack, I think it was a very good pack. Right guys, so I will be returning in 2 more weeks. Because it's the end of this pack, they don't tell us what's coming next. So I have absolutely no idea what's coming in the next pack. For all I know, we could be working on the left toe. I really don't know. But until then, have a wonderful fortnight. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. Anyone who likes. Drop a comment. Like I say, have I been a bit harsh on this issue? I don't think I have, but you know, I wouldn't say things if I wasn't honest. So guys, take care, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.